What's going on YouTube? It's your boy, Richie Ruckus.
What's going on YouTube? It's your boy, Richie Ruckus. We're back here today. We got a brand new video. It's not going to be a sneaker unboxing. It's not going to be a sneaker review. It's not going to be a clothing haul. It's going to be somewhat of a serious discussion that I wanted to have. This is something that I've been wanting to do practically since I started my YouTube channel a little less than a year ago. It's not firing shots at anybody. This isn't dissing anybody. This isn't telling anybody, you know, how to live their life or what videos to watch, who to subscribe to, anything like that. This is just something that I think needs to be addressed and needs to be talked about. And it's, again, this is just my opinion. I'm not firing shots. If anything, I'm probably justifying and, you know, explaining why things are the way they are. The discussion is a sneakerhead who does YouTube versus a YouTuber who, you know, is in the sneaker culture, in the sneaker community. The first thing I want to address is the difference between a sneakerhead and, you know, like a shoe-tuber who, you know, is just in this for YouTube. I understand if like Asics isn't your favorite pair of sneakers, or like Saucony isn't a company that you rock with, or if you don't like Reebok, or, you know, if you only wear Jordan, or you're Team Adidas and you only rock Boost. Like, having brand loyalty and stuff like that absolutely makes sense. If you prefer to rock like Tommy Hilfiger jeans and not Nautica jeans back in the day, that's what you like to wear. But you still like knew what Nautica was and knew that stuff. I feel like a lot of these, you know, sneaker YouTubers, they're not really sneaker YouTubers, I guess is like the point I'm trying to make. And I think a sneakerhead who does YouTube and a person who does sneaker YouTube who's not really a sneakerhead, I think both things are necessary and they both have, you know, serious pros and serious cons. The biggest pro for a sneakerhead that does YouTube, if you're a fan of New Balances, you know, Nike running shoes, if you're a fan of Saucony, you know, a sneakerhead, if you don't rock with New Balance, but you do rock Saucony, like, you know what New Balance is. Like, you can point out, like, a New Balance 574, a New Balance 999. Like, I feel like some of these people, they rock Supreme, they rock Bape, they rock Easies, and that's it. And I'm not taking shots at them people, but them people aren't sneakerheads. I don't think they're misleading people and giving people false information. It's not like these people are doing unboxings of a pair of Asics, you know, Gel Diablos, and like trash. They just don't even speak on it. I almost think that they shouldn't even be in the same category as sneakerheads. Like, I know these people go to SneakerCon, and I know these people have vlogs and stuff like that, and they're great at what they do. They really honestly are. As far as vlogging goes, some of these guys are like top notch. But that doesn't make them a sneakerhead. A sneakerhead knows Asics, owns Gazelles, you know, at least felt, looked at, contemplated buy, and possibly bought a Ewing athletic sneaker, Stan Smiths, Shell Toes, Air Force Ones, Air Maxes in a general release colorway and a non-OG colorway, Vapor Maxes. I've been riding the Vapor Max wave since the day they dropped, and I'm in no way, shape, or form saying I'm a pioneer for the Vapor Max. But a Vapor Max can't be a trash sneaker, and then when Off-White does the collab, it's a sneaker of the year. And that's like some of the information that's being fed and misled to people. And that's not even on the sneaker YouTube, you know, platform. That's just, you know, how this like world works. This sneaker is a fire sneaker, whether Virgil did a collab with it or not. It's not like he changed the aesthetic of the sneaker. You know, he did like the little Off-White stuff that he does, like that's on everything that Off-White does, but that didn't change the sneaker. It doesn't have a different sole. It still has the Flyknit upper. It's still the same sneaker. You know, sneaker reviews, sitting here unboxing a sneaker and talking about a sneaker, it is mundane. I know that people get bored and don't want to watch them, and I'm not saying that that's what makes you a sneakerhead on YouTube doing that. And it's the furthest thing from the truth. I mean, you could be a sneakerhead and never do an unboxing or a review. If you look at my sneaker collection, you'll see all the brands that exist. You can't say you don't mess with New Balance if you haven't had a pair of New Balance. And I've seen sneaker vloggers say, I've never had a pair of New Balance in my life. Then how can you say as a sneakerhead that New Balance is trash? I don't think you can, so therefore I don't think you're necessarily a sneakerhead. Like, I'll tell you this right now, I don't rock Under Armour sneakers. I don't like them. And I much rather wear a Jordan or an Ultra Boost, you know, or a pair of Sauconys, Asics, New Balance, Air Force One, just stuff of that nature I'd rather wear. I like better. I feel more comfortable. But I have bought Under Armour sneakers before to know that I have that feeling. If you don't like the way a Reebok Classic looks. And I'm not saying buy the if you don't buy the Reebok Classic, you're not a sneakerhead. I just think that if you only rock Yeezys and very, very limited sneakers, like we've seen what happened with Jordan Brand this year. People demanded, we want wide releases. We want these sneakers more readily available. We're tired of these sneakers getting sold to resellers or flying off the shelves and then paying an exuberant amount of money for them. What did Jordan Brand do? They made more quantities, made it larger releases so everybody could have them, and then nobody wants them. So like there's a supply, demand, popularity, that's always going to be an issue in anything, not just sneakers. To use for a good example, Royal Ones were grails to so many people for so long. Jordan Brand re-released them this year. They sat. Not as much or as long as a lot of the other sneakers have, but they still sat. And like 2 years ago, that would have been unheard of. I think another big part of all this is a generational thing. The Yeezys are like so big right now because of when they came out, opposed to like the kids that are like the cool kids now. Back when I first got into sneakers, it was like a nerdy thing. When we camp out for sneakers, people would tease us. My friends still, bust my chops about doing this. How much sneakers consume my life. And it's all sneakers. Like, if I'm not vlogging or like doing something with Nay, I'm online looking at sneakers. I'm on Sneaker News. I'm on Kicks on Fire. I'm on Complex. I'm checking out the different blogs and stuff like that. Checking out like Sneaker Steel, Icy Soul Online. Just living on Twitter looking for sneaker deals. I know there's videos all over the place. It's a generational thing. Like the Lonzo Ball 21 Savage Nas thing. Do I think Lonzo Ball's wrong in what he said? Me, as a man in his 30s, yes, I do think that's wrong. Nas is hip-hop to me. But at the same time, to a 21-year-old, a 22-year-old, like, trap music is what's in right now. So, to them, that is, what is hip-hop. It's just like, we, as my age group, have gotten older. We have become like them old, cynical people. The younger generation doesn't appreciate Jordans the way my generation does because we actually seen Michael Jordan play basketball. And I think even though Kanye, I would file under my generation more so than the younger kids. If Kanye played sports, he'd be out of the game by now. If Michael Jordan was a musician, he could still be relevant. Thing is that like Kanye is still out there rocking a new Yeezy, coming out with a new Yeezy. They show him walking around Adidas when at that time it was the Wave Runner. No one knew what it was. So I think a big part of it is like a generational thing. Kids these days don't have the nostalgia we did because like they don't know what it felt like when the Bo Jackson sneaker dropped. They don't know what it felt like when the Air Max 97 first came out, or the Air Max 95 first came out, or like when the Jordan 11 really first came out, or like when the Jordan 9 came out. Like they don't know this stuff or have them sentimental feelings towards that stuff, so it's like kind of irrelevant to them. But I also feel like it's from what they're seeing on YouTube. And again, this isn't me throwing shots. I appreciate and applaud everybody who does this. And I'm a small channel, so it's not me doing this to gain recognition. That's why I'm not even going to mention names on who I think falls under what umbrella or what category that I'm talking about. Going to Flight Club and spending $10,000 on sneakers and clothes isn't reality. And I know people watch this almost as if like a television show in a form of entertainment and reality TV. So they do live vicariously through some of these YouTubers. The younger kids get in their head, an Air Jordan 1 Bread is trash, or a Jordan 1 Flyknit is trash, or, a Vapor Max is trash, an Air Max 1 is trash. And these are impressionable people who are watching these videos for the most part. I mean, most people who watch this stuff are between like 16 to 20 years old. It's still an impressionable age group. But then if you go to the even younger kids who watch this stuff, like they're not living realistically, because a lot of these kids have these YouTube channels, have family money. Like, yeah, I spend a lot of money on Supreme, but I work. I get up and go to work every single day and then come home and do these vlogs. Or if it's my day off, I'll vlog during the day and stuff like that. But every dollar I spend, I literally just made that week, or it's in my savings from working. I don't get free sneakers from any sneaker company. I don't have like a trust fund or, family money. I'm from the inner city Philadelphia. I'm not from, a suburb of Philadelphia and say I'm from the inner city. I'm from inner city Philadelphia. I came from nothing and I pretty much still have nothing other than my sneakers. And again, that's not a shot at anybody. If my parents were millionaires and they wanted to just give me money to go blow on stuff, I would do that. That's a fact. This isn't like some form of jealousy or anything like that. It's just I feel like we're giving people false like impressions on how life really works. I come on here and I talk about sneakers for 5 minutes a day. The other 12 hours a day I'm working, doing stuff for my house and stuff like that. Like maybe I'm a jaded old man, and if I'm coming across as being like a dick, that's not the intention of this video. But I just want people to know that a person who only rocks Yeezys, Bape, Supreme, and walks out of their house looking like, you know, they could be model for any one of them clothing companies or sponsored by any one of them clothing or sneaker companies, like, isn't a sneakerhead. That is a person who is riding a trend and riding a wave, what is popular right now. Right now on my feet, the khaki general release Ultra Boost that you can go get, probably on sale at most places right now. I'm not saying that that's only what you should wear. I have tons of Yeezys. I have tons of limited Jordans. You know, my sneaker catalog and my sneaker knowledge is very, very vast, and you know, I'm very intellectual with the sneaker stuff. Like, I may be new to YouTube and I may not have the audience that a lot of these people have, but I will bet, you know, bottom dollar that I have way more sneaker knowledge than some of these people. And that's not to brag, to explain to you guys like the difference between the two. And I'm not saying one's more important than another one, or one's, you know, irrelevant and one's relevant, or one doesn't matter and one does, or, you know, one's corny and one's not. You know, to each their own. I feel like you should be yourself. I've lived my whole life that way. And it's gotten me, you know, pretty far personally and emotionally, because I know when I wake up in the morning, like, I'm not fake. And I know when I leave my house that, like, I'm me. And people have tons of opinions about me, whether it be on the internet or in person, and that's fine by me. But I know when I lay my head down at night, I know I live that whole day being me. And with the whole trend thing, like sneakers, camping out, like I said, camping out for sneakers, you were like nerd. It was like, you know, comic books and stuff like that. And, you know, people who play like Dungeons and Dragons and, you know, toy collectors, like, we were looked at as nerds. And like now it's like popular, so like the cool kids want to do it. And that's like the only thing that's unsettling with me. Like, you took something, like, I know like the word culture gets thrown around so much in the sneaker community, especially on Twitter, but it is, you know, or was a culture. And now like SneakerCon exists. Why? Because sneakers were like comic books and Comic-Con and, you know, like Harry Potter and just stuff like that. Like the same, not the same people were at both things, but it was the same mindset. Like, you were a geek for sneakers and you were obsessed with sneakers and like you lived, breathed, and ate sneakers. And there's tons of people on YouTube who do live like that and feel like that and are on the same, you know, wavelength and same passion that I have. Then there's also people who live the other way, and that's fine if that's the way they want to live. I just want to say that like there's all this like stuff going on Twitter, Instagram, podcasts. A lot of the people that I connect with and agree with in these things, I have noticed have been in my age range. So again, I think a big part of it is a generational thing, and I think the other part of it be people being misinformed. If you started a YouTube channel today doing makeup, because makeup was like the #1 thing on YouTube, and then tomorrow cooking was the #1 thing on YouTube, and you stopped doing makeup and started doing cooking, and then cooking got, you know, unpopular and do-it-yourself videos became the #1 thing, and you switched from cooking to do-it-yourself. Like, I'm not calling you fake or knocking your hustle or anything. Like, some people want to get on camera and talk about sneakers. Some people want to get on camera and become world famous. It's okay to want both, but I don't feel like these people who are switching trends and switching waves and stuff like that really have the passion and heart and love for the sneaker community. But I also think they're necessary. Brands like Supreme and Bape and Yeezy and Adidas and Nike, Jordan, they need these people to be these humongous hype beasts. Look what Yeezy Mafia just does for Yeezys. If Yeezy Mafia put out a picture to the semi-frozen yellows tomorrow and said there's going to be 900 million pairs, it wouldn't even be talked about on Twitter again until the release date. But if they go on Twitter and say it's the most limited V2 ever made, that's all you see on Twitter. Frozen yellow, frozen yellow, frozen yellow, frozen yellow. This is advertising and strategy and marketing. Like, this stuff is all very well needed. You know, so my hat's off to them guys who do stuff like that. But at the end of the day, I'm going to come home, get out of my work clothes, get a shower. If I'm laying around the house, I'm throwing on some general release sneakers, maybe some beaters, and that's it. I'm not coming home, putting on a pair of Bape sweatpants, putting on a Supreme hoodie, putting on some Yeezy Red Octobers, and just laying in bed with my girl watching a TV show. And like, that's how like some of these people are portraying that life should be, and it's not. I think the most important thing about all this is we're teaching people watch us, like whether you have 1 subscriber and 1 view on a video or 900 million, somebody is still watching what you do. So you still are influencing people's lives, and especially impressionable people. These kids are going to grow up and be like, I got a liberal arts degree from community college. I want to go buy a $500 Bape sweatshirt. My rent's due. New Easies came out. Supreme's got to drop on Thursday. My paycheck's only $800. How do these people do all that? That's the point. Like, that's not what life is really like. It's not. Unless you're a millionaire. And then if you're a millionaire, shout outs to you for living like that, because I am jealous. You know, but that's not the point of this. Like, I'm still going to rock Asics. I'm still going to rock New Balances. I'm still going to rock Saucony. I'm still going to rock General Release Nikes. I'm still going to rock General Release Adidas. You know, you like what you like. And like I said, there's no right or wrong thing in this discussion, but there is a difference in the two people. Like, this is something I've been meaning to talk about. You guys can look in earlier videos where I do the hype versus colorway. Like, if them blue suede Jordan 1s were a PSNY, they'd be reselling for crazy amount of money. They weren't, so they sat. Same thing with the Bordeaux 12s that dropped a couple weeks ago. If they were a PSNY, which they did do a Burgundy 12, they'd be flying off the shelves and impossible to get. General Release Jordan, people were letting them sit, calling them trash, stuff like that. Jordan Flyknits. They maybe overproduced them or didn't market them right, or people just don't really like the aesthetics of them. I love them. People are calling them a poor man's Jordan. Being a hype beast is cool now. Term hype beast, you know, has been transformed from an insult to a compliment. It's whatever. I don't call people hype beasts. You like what you like, and if you live every day as the way you want to live your life and you're being true to yourself, then that's all anybody could ever really ask for. That's pretty much it, guys. Until tomorrow, I'm Richie Ruckus. Peace. Supreme hat. But I'm not a hype beast, though. Holla.
Richie Ruckus beat.